Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, the latest entry by Gearbox into the Borderlands franchise. A franchise known for one thing. Guns. Well, guns and loot. No, okay. Explosions, along with memes, and jokes made by a 12-year-old, but still guns. Now, for a game made about guns and loot, what if we just casually disregard that aspect and play a different way? Can we beat Tiny Tina's Wonderlands using only melee? Because I like punching things in the dick. Now, do forgive me for the overlays on the footage, such as the camera. This was a live streamed challenge that I did. Since it's on console, I have no way to have a second recording of just the footage. But hey, you get to laugh at the chat calling me an idiot. I guess it's a bonus, right? Now, let's talk rules, because every challenge needs them. Firstly, melee only. This means no guns, no spells, no damage from shield effects, and any abilities which deal a gun damage or damage based on your gun are banned. The second rule is quite simple. There are no more rules, other than we need to bash things in the face. It's like Fight Club, only with swords and giant axes. Also, guys, these challenges do take quite a bit of time to make, so if you guys could hit that like button and drop a comment down below to help me rip YouTube's algorithm a new one, that would be much appreciated and help quite a lot. For the comments, let me know what you think the hardest part of this run will be. Also, while you're down there, consider checking out the description. It has links to my other platforms like Twitch, where I do these challenges live, Patreon for those who want to go above and beyond in supporting me, our Discord server where everybody memes me, and my Twitter where I post random crap and do giveaways. Now, with that plug out of the way, let's do this. So, I start off with creating a character that looks like Yoshimitsu from Tekken, because he's what I thought of when I think swords. Weird, right? And then I mess up the run almost instantly because I'm an idiot. So I thought the Berserker was the melee class and chose him for my starting class, when in actual fact, I should have chose Stabomancer. So great, we haven't even technically started the run yet, and I made a mistake. This is going to be full of them, I think. Anyway, we proceed through the opening area and pick up an axe, because we're a woodcutter who cuts no, not trees. We cut people and monsters. That's still pretty normal, right? Well, we bash the first few monsters on the head and proceed on, where we get rewarded with a gun. We throw that shit away though. And then we carry on with our destruction train. Now, obviously, at the very start of the game, everything is level 1, so we don't have too much trouble. Badasses are a little more tanky, but they still get crushed eventually. I also unlock Dreadwind, which will turn us into a barbarian from Diablo 3. Spin a win, baby! Now, it's time for the first boss. Ribula, a boss who loves electrical attacks, which absolutely decimate my shield really fast, and it leaves a puddle on the floor, which will also damage me when I step into it. And there's also ads, so I have to murder everything. Now, thankfully, Ribula is a skeleton, which means he's weak to frost damage, and that's what Berserker loves. So it looks like my earlier mistake actually helps a little here. It's a back and forth struggle. I lose track of how many times I nearly go down, so I adopt a new strategy of waiting until the ward is completely full, and then doing hit and run tactics, along with using my special whenever it is up. After all, the Berserker's special is melee damage, so it's allowed by the rules. Then I have to fight the camera, because mistake number 2, I was blocking the health and shield bars. Now, they're visible though, and after about 15 minutes, we do eventually kill Ribula, and even get level 3 from it. Then it's over to the overworld, where we actually think the game is glitched because of how freaking huge my head is. And like a man staring at boobs, we can't take our eyes away for too long. When we do eventually move, it's a quite mandatory fight, and then it's over to Brightooth. Now, progressing through Brightooth wasn't too bad, because everything is still low leveled, but there are a few problems. Firstly, the mages are annoying as hell, the trolls are freaking dangerous and way too tanky for me at the moment, but the biggest nightmare of all, even to the point I thought the run was over. We have to use a ballista to catapult over to another area. The problem, you have to sit in a basket and shoot the target. I tried to melee it first and it didn't launch me. In my panic, I tried to melee it again, which actually thankfully worked. Close call. The run nearly died due to a bloody catapult. That would have been embarrassing. But the bad luck still continues, because we get the run's first ever death here. Not against a boss, not a badass, not even a unique monster. It was a single lonely skeleton who grew tired of living. We do get revenge on his friends after we respawn though. Even if I did nearly die again doing so. And then I nearly die again when I smash the Fantasy 4 on the catapult. With that though, it's time to enter Brightooth proper. And this is where we find our first majorly annoying enemy. And when I say annoying, I mean like the level of a baby crying for an 8-hour flight. Because this is where dragons come into play. Now, for those who don't know about dragons, they have wings. And because they have wings, that means they can fly. Something which I can't do. And it also means I can't hit them with my sword. Oh, and they shit fire all over the floor for another nasty punishment from them. Thankfully, some eventually land, allowing me to kill them. But, for the life of me, I can't get the last one. That's okay though, because I find out I don't need to kill it to seduce the bridge. So I show off my manliness, take that bridge out to dinner, get those panties, drawbridge lowered, and then never call it again. Kill a few more skeletons, spend 30 minutes trying to murder flying dragons, and then we're done. Brightooth is saved. Kinda. We need to get the Sword of Souls. Sounds powerful and amazing for a melee-only run. I absolutely cannot wait till we get to the only weapon that's supposed to kill the Dragon Lord. What could go wrong? Well, for starters, we have to go to a graveyard. I hate these places, that's where dead people go, and I'm not dead. We also meet an annoying ghost who tries to trash talk us constantly. This is also the point we start to slowly fall behind in levels, which is just great. Absolutely just great. I don't like the idea of being underleveled for bosses, but it's likely about to happen. Thankfully, it doesn't. Zomboss is only level 6, but she hits pretty hard and can nearly one-shot my shield. There are a few adds, and to make matters worse, she can use a vortex to suck me up close to bash me. The good thing here though is my spin to win special does decent damage, and I have a poison weapon which is super effective on her armor. And then a few specials and smacks to the head later and she's dead. Well, I mean, she was technically already dead, but now she's double dead. And we get the Sword of Souls, but it needs to absorb souls. And thankfully, there's a really freaking annoying one right next to us. So it's down to the hearts. Ghost heart? Do ghosts have hearts? Well, we stab the ghost, suck it into the sword, and go back to Brightooth. Crystal Butt Pony dies, boo-hoo, and we lost the damn sword. I wanted my OP melee weapon. Knew it was too good to be true. Okay, time to kill the Dragon King and get the sword back. And maybe something about saving Brightooth, but this is mainly revenge. We do need a boat to do that, and for some reason we need a bard to sing for it, so I guess we go find a bard. Only the almighty invincible Cheeto is in the way. Who the crap wastes a Cheeto like this? For shame. Anyway, we get a key to remove it, and then it's off to the forest where we find a whole bunch of mushrooms with very oddly detailed butts. At this point though, we are underleveled, and our gear could do with an upgrade. I make it over to Torg, our lovely bard, but I just cannot beat the mobs here. We're 5 levels lower, and the Skeleton Seer recharges his shield constantly. So it's off to do a bunch of side quests for EXP and a better melee weapon and shield. I do all the side quests on the overworld, and I try Mount Core, only to realise I can't do anything there because I need to shoot the barrier. Waste of time. Eventually though, I get level 10, and it's time to try again in the dankness, and this time it actually goes much smoother, so we can progress on. Mushrooms deal more damage than they should though, if I'm honest. When has throwing a mushroom at somebody ever killed them? But we eventually get to Banshee, a flying boss who likes to spread poison around her and all over the arena. And there's floating skeletons too. Needless to say, things end very badly very quickly for me here. I'm just not equipped for this fight. I do, however, have a fire element sword. The problem is, it's level 11 and I'm only level 10. So, it's off to do the side quests in the dankness to level up. Once I finally get that level, the sword goes on and we go back for the Banshee. This is a very back and forth fight. Lots of downs and took a lot of time. The hardest part was dodging the poison on the floor and staying away from her lightning attack. I had to play this one very safe and adopted hit and run tactics again, just going for 1 or 2 hits when she's at either end of the arena. Other than that, I spent most of my time killing skullheads for them to drop health potions so I could actually heal. The fire damage from the sword though really helped here, as it's her weakness. Without that, I don't think I could have won this fight. But thankfully, the patience paid off and we managed to take her down. And next up, we blow up the ocean. No, that's... Okay, that is actually right. We blew up the ocean. Well, I guess we don't need a boat if we just remove all the water, right? Awesome cutscene later of nukes going everywhere, and come on, look, we all know this was going to happen the moment we found out Torg is a bard. Anyway, we can advance. Only we can't. Well, we do unlock the ability to use a second class, which I equipped the Stabromancer for the actual melee class in the game. The next area we go to is suggested level 17, an entire 5 levels above me right now. And while I do try and go in there anyway, the mobs are an entire 6 levels above me. It's just way too much. I do way too little damage and I take way too much damage. So once again, it's off for side quests to level up with. I do most of the overworld ones and also go to Tangle Drift. Now, Tangle Drift is thankfully not very hard, since I choose to ignore the dragons when possible, and there's lots of mobs, which means lots of EXP for me to get. We get to Parasite, who weirdly was extremely easy, like far more so than I was expecting, to be honest. The health went down pretty fast, and the ads proved no problem at all. There's really not much I can say about this boss. The next one, however, I can do, because I go after Castor next, and Castor is sadly out of range of my melee, meaning I have to rely on my Stabromancer special, which while is ranged, deals melee damage, only it's pretty weak and so takes a while to get him down to his immunity phase, and this is where the problem lies. He spawns 5 orbs that slowly home in on him. Normally, you're meant to destroy them, but for some reason, the Stabromancer special just can't damage them at all. And when they get to him, they heal him. Now, thankfully, each immune phase doesn't start at the same point of health. He gets them at a third health, half health, and then 2/3 health, and each healing session will restore one of those bars. So we need to do a third of his health in damage, then we need to do half his health, then half again another 2 times. This drags the fight out a lot, since I can also only hit him with the special, meaning I have to wait for it to recharge. And another problem, I died in the last phase to a bloody mushroom because I was too busy looking at some loot on the floor. That is 30 minutes wasted right there. Thankfully, with that knowledge though, I am able to take him down in the second attempt. At level 15, I try to continue on with the main game again. We're only a few levels below what we should be after all, and things go better. I do, however, choose to ignore some of the mobs for speed here, since crab-type mobs are absolutely the bane of my existence. I hate them with a passion, and the shallows is actually one of the most boring parts of this run, right up until we hit a problem. And I don't mean a little problem here. We gotta destroy a blimp. And I tried for nearly an hour straight to hit this damn thing with my special. And while my special does reach it, it in fact can even go inside of it. The downside, it doesn't trigger its damn hitbox. And unlike the barrier at Mount Core, this is actually required to progress the game. And in the end, I'm afraid to say it became impossible to continue. There was just no way to destroy the blimp with my special. And so, using only melee, you cannot complete Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But wait, hang on. The video isn't over yet. Well, I didn't want this run to die because of a bloody blimp. And so I bite the bullet and use a gun. I shoot the exact same space my special had hit dozens of times, and it blows it up in one bullet. So, now that we're continuing on for shits and giggles, can we finish the rest of the run with melee only, or will there be another wall? Carry on watching to find out. And hey, if you made it this far, you must be enjoying yourself, right? So hit that like button and leave a comment. Help me insult that blimp. And of course, subscribe because you're having fun. And remember to check out the description for my socials. Okay, shameless plug number 2 out of the way. Let's continue on to the next boss, LeChance. And he hits surprisingly hard. Has plenty of ads who have range attacks, so it is a bit of a struggle here, and I do get overwhelmed after doing a little more than half of his health before I go down. Sadly, there's no more ads around for me to use to get back up, so I die. Attempt number 2 goes much better. I clean up some of the ads and then focus LeChance down, which goes much better this time around. The only difference is I leave a few mobs alive in case I go down again, which thankfully I don't. Keeping my distance every now and again helps out a lot because of waiting for my shield to regenerate, and I focus LeChance down for the win. And with that, we are officially halfway done. Now, it's sexy snake lady time. No. I'm underleveled and getting murdered, since I can't just run straight through the area, but that's fine. Just kill a few before I die and eventually everything is dead. Then, Kasara gets set on fire. You'd think there'd be moisture and water, you know, with the puddles located literally all around her to put the fire out, but hey, I'm not one to poke holes in games here. Now, for Dryl, I don't know how it's pronounced, I'm going with Dryl, and this is one of the 2 bosses in the whole game that I thought could be run enders, due to them being ranged. We can actually hit him though from 2 areas of the arena, and we can also get some hits in when he slams the ground around us. Other than that, we have to rely on our special. This also doesn't help with the fact I'm 5 levels lower than him, and he nearly one-shots me every time he so much as blinks at me. With hidden run tactics, I managed to get down his first health bar after about 15 minutes of being a chicken, but I have no more health potions on the ground, so I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard fist. Shortly into phase 2 though, I get murdered by his electrical attacks. I just don't have the survivability needed for this fight due to being so underleveled for him. So it's off again for a massive side quest rush at the home of the pirates. And this was probably the most part of the whole run because we spent a good chunk of time just talking about like banks, mortgages, and interest rates. So we just carried on shit talking them for ages. It was pretty fun, to be fair. And well, people got creative for sure. Eventually though, I do finish the side quests off, and now with new gear, more skill points, and a nice level of 21, it's time to try Dryal again. This time, it goes so much smoother. At first, though, I can survive multiple hits now, and his first form actually goes down pretty quickly. After that, during phase 2, I even managed to discover a cheese spot. There is a small location on the arena that when you stand there, Dryal can't actually hit you with most of his attacks. The only real one to watch out for are the grenades. And the best part, in this spot, I can bash away and get some damage done. I do take some damage though and have to go murder some ads because currently they are more dangerous than the boss. But in the end, this cheese spot turns out to be too much and we end up killing Dryal. It's at this point now where I really do believe we can finish this run. Dryal was one of the 2 bosses I was most worried about, and if we can beat him, then I'm starting to think we can crush the second boss that I'm worried about as well. For now, Carnix Well is just too much for us, so I need to side quest, but I do stay in the area and eventually unlock Ashthorn, who proceeded to rip me apart in so many different ways and gave me a phobia of bones. So I decided to completely ignore him with a passion. Let's go finish off the side quest around the world and get some levels. I come back at level 24, and this entire area for melee only can be broken down into one thing: speedrun. Most mobs are fine and decently easy to kill, but there's a lot of dragons here which fly away. I don't want to waste forever trying to kill them, so I kill what I need to and then just run to the next waypoint, doing the tasks as needed before continuing on. We do have a problem coming up, and anybody who has played this game knows exactly what I'm on about. We have to fight Wastard, a boss with 3 health bars who keeps summoning a flying bird to recharge his shield, and he has multiple hard-hitting attacks. Thankfully, we're not underleveled. We're just 1 level below him, and something really weird happens, because while I do get 1 down in this fight, I actually just completely destroyed him with no real effort. I don't know if he has been nerfed in a patch, but I remember the first time I fought this guy as a spellcaster who was higher leveled and had no challenge rules. I actually had a very hard time here, but melee only seems to be his weakness because he died quickly and without any real effort. Even the shield bird, I just needed to jump and hit twice to kill. I was completely gobsmacked for how this fight actually went, because originally I thought I would be stuck here for a while, but another boss down, just anticlimactic, I know. Anywho, second to last area now. We're a couple of levels lower than the mobs here, but for the most part, it's just normal skeletons and Lemires, who we really don't have too much trouble with. This entire area can just be wrote off as a mad Russian slaughter. We do have one of the best moments in the run here, though, up against the boss, Nightmare. You see, this boss has multiple phases, multiple hard-hitting attacks, multiple hard-to-dodge attacks, and a complete invincibility form. And to make matters even worse, there's add to attack from range. Now, with guns, this fight is straightforward. Melee, not so much. And in fact, I end up going down. But not only do I go down quite a lot, right when the boss is nearly dead, a good chunk of this fight is me running away like a chicken trying to find health. Hit and run tactics, along with using the special the moment it comes off cooldown though, eventually gives us the win after one of the hardest and most nail-biting fights yet. Eventually, we managed to pull it off. First time even, but I will absolutely admit right now, I got very, very lucky in this fight. Some of my final stands were so close to running out and I eventually crit the ads to get back up. Saved the run here. Oh, and we even actually got a legendary drop out of it as well. I did equip it for the boost to Stabbermancer and frost damage, but ultimately it didn't turn out to be much of an increase for me. And this was the first legendary drop all run. But now though, now we are on to the final area, which I sprint like a madman through to get to the big, the bad, the Dragon Lord, the final boss. We made it, but there's a lot of big problems here. Firstly, I'm royally underleveled, and the Dragon Lord is a massive 6 levels above me. Any Borderlands player knows being 6 levels behind is a major, major disadvantage. Not to mention, pretty much everything about the Dragon Lord sucks for a melee-only fight. And fun fact, remember when I was saying there was 2 bosses I thought would end this run? Yeah, this guy is the second one of them. Now, the Dragon Lord has multiple forms, multiple health bars, tons of different attacks, he summons ads, and there's an invincibility phase where I need to kill a giant dragon who is also out of range of melee. And that can only be done with the Stabbermancer special, while also trying to avoid everything else. This fight is not to be underestimated with melee only. There are poison pools all over the place, ads that charge at you. The Dragon King hits like Truck-On trying to isekai somebody, and he has charging attacks where he leaps at you. Oh, and he summons 4 flying dragons that recharge his shield. He basically takes the worst aspects from every boss in the game so far and combines them into one. With everything I just said, I think you can imagine how this fight went being 6 levels lower than him. I managed to get his shield down a few times and deal some damage to his armored bar, but not much before he kills me. I'm too low leveled. And you know what that means, don't you? It's grinding time. But at level 27, I unlocked the Blast Chill skill on Berserker, which is a very nice damage increase. Very, very nice damage increase. But damage isn't what I'm lacking here. It's survivability. But I try again at level 27 in the hopes that playing safely will let me win this fight. Also, fun fact, my troll viewers decided to shock me with the shot collar. Thanks, guys. I love you. Now that I'm charged, though, let's go for the final boss. And honestly, words cannot do this fight justice. The extra damage helps a lot from Blast Chill, but it was a constant back and forth. Everything I've learned from this run was used in this fight. Hit and run tactics, saving health vials, opening the chests for health vials, staying at range with my special. I even learned I can dodge the charging ghost dragons by just going to the edge of the arena. I was leaving a few mobs alive to revive from if I go down. I was baiting his attack patterns just to get one hit in. This fight was one of those edge of the seat moments. It lasted over an hour and I was so focused, so determined to beat him that I was in my own little world. I did have a panic moment, though, when the big dragon comes out in the final phase of the fight. I used my special on him, which did no damage. My heart was broken. After all of this, after everything, was the run dead? Thankfully, no. The dragon just has a really stupid hit detection with the special. I can in fact damage it, but for some reason, the special only works on its goddamn toes and tail. Why? I don't know, but I also don't care. We have a way to damage it, and that's enough for me. I literally spent the final phase mostly running around the arena, dodging things on the floor, dodging dragons, avoiding the Dragon King, and a bunch of other attacks that home in on me. But everything comes crashing down right at the end. I go down. The boss is so close to dying. The dragon is nearly dead. There is an ad alive that I can try and kill, but it's so far away. I crawl along. My heart is pounding right now. I'm in full panic mode here, thinking I'm going to die right here at the very end. I'm screaming, no, 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 no. But the run is saved! Literally milliseconds before I die, I managed to kill the wyvern and get back up. I'm playing this clip in slow motion right now, and look, there's no red left. I'm actually about to die within the time it takes to blink. This right here is the luckiest moment of my life. I was so gobsmacked, so happy, so confused, and so overwhelmed that it happened. It's like the first time I had sex. But the run is back on, and I get so defensive now. I play far safer than I have ever played any game before. Eventually, the big dragon dies. Now, it's all or nothing. Me versus the Dragon King. But I'm low on health. There's no more health vials anywhere in the arena. My shield is full after lowering his health a little more. So, what do I do after this hour-long fight? I turn into the biggest chicken in the world. I make sure to stay on the other side of the arena and use my special to try and kill the Dragon Lord, because the moment my shield breaks, I die. And we have to do all of this again. But the special does the job, and we win. We beat the game using melee only. And, well, here's a small clip of my reaction on stream when it happened. Oh, it's not damaging him. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Hurry up and land. Hurry up and land. Where the fuck are you? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we did it. We did it. We fucking beat the game with melee only. Let's go. Fucking poggers, bro. We did it. Holy shit, we actually beat the game melee only. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dude. If he gives, like, he just dropped a legendary. If he gives me a legendary sword, like a legendary melee weapon, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed, dude. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed if he's giving me a legendary weapon. And there we go. Can you beat Tiny Tina's Wonderlands using only melee? Well, no, because of a blimp. But everything else can be done with melee only. So I guess for now, you can beat the game with melee and one bullet. But what a fun challenge this was. So many ups and downs, so much luck, and so many near heart attacks. Also, fuck Butt Stallion! She gave me my first legendary melee weapon all run. Right as the run is goddamn complete. Oh, that's so typical. But though, everybody, I do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, I really do hope you can help me out by hitting that like button and leaving a comment down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to watch more of these challenges done live, then open up the description and follow me on Twitch where I stream them. Also, down in there is a link to our Discord server, my Twitter, and for those who want to go the extra mile in helping to support the channel, there's also my Amazon affiliate link and my Patreon page. For now though, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you sooner than you think, as there's another challenge video coming out soon. Goodbye everybody.